Hi, heroes. All right, so we're going to be reading chapter 4 of Drums, Girls, and Dangerous Pie Together. I'm going to show you my book as I do this and show you my notes that I've made as well so that you can see the types of things that I'm looking at as far as characterization, as far as conflict. And you feel free to make these notes in your book too if you would like, just so we can practice, we can model, and then you're going to go do chapters 5 and 6 on your own. Alrighty, so we're starting with chapter 4 here on page 37, The Fat Cat Sat. And so previously in chapters 1 through 3 took place on October 7th when Stephen found out and his family found out that unfortunately it seems that Jeffrey has leukemia. So starting with chapter 4. Here is the entry I wrote in my English journal on October 8th. I remember when I was 8 and my mom was about to give birth to Jeffrey, my grandfather gave me a big pep talk on the way to the hospital. Well, Muscles? Yes, he really did call me that. This is your big day. My big day? Why is it my big day, Grandpa? Come on, Stephen. It's not every day you become a big brother, and you're going to be very, very important from now on. This was startling news to me. Very important? Why? I'm not a mom. I'm not even a dad. I'm not even 9 yet. I still have my baby teeth even. You're going to be very important because you're going to be your new baby's protector. Really? Yes, you are. Your baby isn't going to know all the things you know or be strong or like you or anything. And you're going to be very important to this baby because you're not the mommy or the daddy. You're the big brother. And the baby's going to love you and need you so much. And for about 10 or 15 minutes there in the car, I felt great. I remember thinking, wow, a protector. Not everybody gets to be a protector. I'm going to be like Robin Hood. I might even get to wear a badge. And then Grandpa nosed his huge Chevy Impala into a parking space at the hospital. By the time we got upstairs to the maternity ward and I saw the balloons, the flowers everywhere, and my 3 other grandparents crowded around an incubator crying and smiling like they just won the Powerball lotto, I was having second thoughts about this whole protector gig. Still though, I've always protected Jeffrey. When he was 3 and fell on a stick in our driveway, I was the one who took him inside and got a Band-Aid and his boo-boo bunny. When his little best friend Alex tried to push him off of the swing set last year, I got in trouble for pulling Alex down and screaming in his face until my mom dragged me away. Even when Jeffrey had a big asthma attack and had to be hospitalized overnight when he was 1, I stood right next to his bed and held his hand for what seemed like hours and hours until he fell asleep. Then, in the middle of the night when he woke up scared, I crawled into his bed with him and our parents found us that way in the morning. I haven't always liked being a protector, but I think I've taken the job pretty seriously overall. So notice in this paragraph and the one before, he takes the time to detail out for us just everything that he's done in order to protect his brother. But notice the twist here. When he says, I haven't always liked being the protector, but I think I have taken the job pretty seriously overall. So how come when I wasn't looking, Jeffy got cancer? So here we have this internal conflict where Stephen feels that he's failed in protecting his brother. He did all these things all of Jeffrey's life to protect him, but here he couldn't keep him from the most dangerous thing of all, which in his mind seems to be cancer. And so we have that internal conflict with Stephen. So this was his journal topic for October 8th. The journal topic that day, I later learned, was discuss your favorite character in Huckleberry Finn. The thing I couldn't believe was how this cancer thing had turned the whole planet upside down in one day. I mean, it turns out that Jeffrey had to have been sick for a while without us knowing it. When my mom got him to the emergency room and the nurse took his temperature, it was a little over 100. The nurse asked him how he felt, and he told her that he knew he had a fever and that his parts had been hurting for a long time. Meanwhile, his nose just kept bleeding and bleeding. The regular ER doctor must have thought this looked a bit unusual, so he called in a pediatrician. My mom told us that night that she couldn't believe what the pediatrician told Jeffrey to do next. Please walk over to the desk there and get me a tissue. My mom was thinking, my child is bleeding profusely and you want him to get you a tissue? But Jeffrey got right up and started walking toward the main desk of the ER. My mom said she suddenly noticed that Jeffrey was limping. As she told us this, after Jeffrey was already upstairs in bed, she started to weep.